Are you ready? You think you can tell us what to do? You think you can tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Well, you better get ready. Bow to the masters. Break the wall down! What you want? Baby, you know that you is top your queen. Baby, what I got is not from the least. We another stage in the rage of the beast. Step into your arena and break the wall down. Step into your arena and break the wall down.
Welcome in to the most electrifying hour in 216 Creator Studios history. We are, let me tell you something, brother, live right here tonight from Tom's Production Studios. We are talking Royal Rumble recap, and let's just focus in a little bit here. Look at this fella right here. Happy birthday to this man. Look at that. I'm topless right now with, pasties on. And I'm climbing a pole because it's your birthday. That is an image everybody needed in their head. And what a great event that the WWE did for your birthday weekend,
right?
The Royal Rumble, which is great. So happy birthday, man!
Appreciate it. Thank you. I like to take the moment also to give Megan. It's her birthday on Friday.
Hey.
My birthday is 2 days later. So
Megan, happy birthday!
We always share the middle day. So
that's it. And of course, that guy right over to your left, our right, that's Tom from Tom's Productions. You think it, he'll link it. If you've got a logo that you want to put your merch on, or if you just have a saying that you'd like to scribble on something, if you think it, he'll link it.
I do want to know, why are you shirtless and he's pantsless?
Yeah, that's it's a birthday.
Okay,
it's a birthday, baby.
Sure.
That's
we put the coin.
You put the coin.
You got
heads, you got tails.
Wait a minute.
We couldn't decide on which was best for business.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, so happy birthday to you, and happy birthday, belated birthday to Megan on Friday. So
appreciate it. That was a very eventful weekend. We had the Rumble on Saturday, but before that, again, my condolences to you and your family.
Yeah.
It's been a rough week, and that's where I've always said wrestling has been my escape from reality. And whether it's storyline or not, it's just a good 2-3 hour escape when it's on.
No. I have a photo. It was 7 hours.
Oh, it was 7 hours.
It hit like it. I was shocked because Hayden. We paused it for 1 second because I had to go get food, and it the last digits keep going up and up, and it stopped at 7 hours, and I was like, this is gonna be a long night.
Oh, is that because of the pre-show?
I don't know if it was because of the pre-show or the post-show, but we watched everything and it was 7 hours, so I'm assuming it was also with the post. But
the show itself, it started at 5. It was like 4 hours. I mean, it was over right around 9 or so.
Yeah, a little after 9. Yeah,
and then they had the post-show. So that would be my guess, is they probably had it was the pre and
post-show. He was trying to figure he was pausing it just to see how much actually was going to happen, and he's kind of figuring out how they do their stories.
I love it.
So I guess that is going to be the first thing that we are going to talk about is the Royal Rumble from this. Yeah,
last night. Yesterday. The whole show going to be about the Rumble.
Also, the show's going to be about. Probably up until we play the game will be
all right.
Be the Royal Rumble talk, right. And then we'll move into other stuff that's also happened in the last week.
Yeah.
With that. So I mean, the Royal Rumble, only 4 announced matches took place. Like we said earlier today, we had a text of glad we didn't go.
Mm-hmm.
We were thinking about going or whatnot, and now it's seeing what transpired was more glad we didn't make the drive down to Indy.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been an okay trip going down to Indy, but I mean, to pay for the tickets, to pay for that, it would not have been it wouldn't have been one of those events I wouldn't have been happy about paying for.
No.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
even though the tickets were supposed to be free.
That, and then even if we did pay for them, to just the price that the tickets are right now are
Oh, it's
astronomical, and I don't know who's paying for them.
Mhm.
I don't know who's getting the money to buy this stuff and why it is so really popular.
I have no clue.
The quality and writing and talent right now, it's not what it
It's
was
horrible.
Well,
even a couple of years ago.
they're on pace to. I mean, I think they're charging NBA, NFL pricing, and it's more predictable than either of those two. So it's like you're not even getting the
Unless it's the Chiefs. I mean, let's be
well, yeah. I mean, of course, the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Andy Reid does what he has to do. I mean, trips in front of a ref. Won't go there.
All right,
No photo editing on that one.
That's right.
But yeah, it's a lot of it was predictable, as we've talked on this show before. I believe the Royal Rumble was very predictable. I was very mad at the vignettes and the videos of announcing Charlotte coming back because you knew it was just going to happen, and all you were waiting on was what number.
Right.
And I feel like with the men's, it was less predictable, but there was a select few people that you knew were coming back because of social media and all those things and all the little videos that they.
And then when they get closer to number 30, it's like you still know XYZ names need to come out.
Mhm.
So it's like, okay, there's not going to be that shock one.
Yeah.
For like number 30.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm looking at my lovely notes here that you've presented here.
All right. So we'll start with the women's.
Okay.
So the women's match for me was like, I mean, the stars of the show were the NXT ladies. They're going to be the future of WWE. They kind of stood out. Roxanne Perez. She looks like she's ready to be on the main event roster now.
Correct. And she's looked like, I mean, I'll be honest, last year she looked like it to me. Like she looked like she could have been a mid-card, low-card last year. This year, she's definitely concreted herself for me.
And in there, I mean, let's see, the veterans that showed up was Trish Stratus at 25. 25 signifying her 25th anniversary in WWE. She came out in what she debuted in that arena attire, and still looks phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, she's kept that attire all these years in good shape.
Right.
Well, no offense. When you can steam dry your clothes and steam dry your face, it's pretty easy to look good. I mean, most of that was plastic. You can start calling her Little Kim. I mean,
still looks good to me.
Oh, I'm sure. He's gonna sell posters, and every man in the '90s that's watched the Attitude Era still has the posters somewhere. I mean, now that's mostly on our phones, but hey.
And like we knew that what was her name, Shayna Grace, was going to come out. Shayna.
Which one?
I'm butchering her name, the TNA girl.
Oh yeah. Well, no, she's not a teenager.
I know, but I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah, as Megan says that. I mean, she looks like a man. Like there's no.
Well, you knew she was coming out with the whole like TNA doing the big party for her, with her no longer being with the company and WWE signing her over. But it's like she had a better run last year as the Knockouts champion in the Rumble than she did this year as now WWE talent.
Now, the one thing that I did like that they did with her is the commentary guys definitely gave props to TNA. I mean, like they would have in that contract. But Naomi did it as well in the ring.
Right.
You know, when she gave her the hug and she gave that. But that also sparked a little now her and Bianca. Like, there was an issue there. It's definitely one of those things where we're getting some love from my side of Facebook, it looks like, talking about your jacket, Tom.
Yeah. We got to tell him to chime in on the Facebook post, not the indirect text message.
No, but it was definitely interesting to watch how the women's, I feel like, had more awe with the entries, but the men's felt more, I was more involved with, like watching that kind of seeing the stories coming out of it. The women's, again, you knew Charlotte was going to come back. Like we called it on this show, the previous show. She was going to win it.
And there's the picture.
And there's the picture. You knew she was gonna win it. You knew there was gonna be something there, and you kind of already know who she's gonna go after. And they did it at the press conference. They talked to Rhea and they talked to Tiffy, and Rhea pretty much said it. WrestleMania 39. We've done this song and dance before. I beat you. I'm done with this. Like, showed no interest. Now, most likely that's gonna piss Charlotte off, where I could see her going after Rhea, but I definitely think, as I said before, that she's gonna go after Tiffy.
Well, and that's where pretty much the WrestleMania headlines before were going to be her and Tiffany have been penciled in for a while. And it also makes sense for her to go more after Tiffany because that's where Andre is.
Yeah.
Her husband is on SmackDown. So, like, they're not going to move her over. And SmackDown needs more star power.
I was kind of shocked that, I don't want to jump to the men's, but I was shocked that he didn't get more of a push because she came back.
We get into that a bit, but like for him, I think he needs to go with a mask.
Oh, yeah.
And have a manager.
Yeah. I think he
should just leave the mask on.
I think he needs to get like kicked in the throat and he can't talk. No, but I'm just saying, like, play off that gimmick where he has the mask. He can't.
There we go. Now he made the comment on Facebook. There we go.
He's on high.
Hey, Brett.
He's on high behind the text message.
There's our keyboard warrior.
There he is. But no, there was also you have also Alexa Bliss came back. And honestly,
with a tribute to the Fiend.
And I will say this right now. I'm a huge fan of Alexa Bliss. She is one of my favorite wrestlers on the female side. I did get a little emotional when she came back because of the tribute to the Fiend, because I think she did it in a way that was right. It was not like she's going to jump right into the Wyatt Six storyline, but when she turned around and she had it on the back, I thought that was a nice homage to it.
Yeah, because she had like the little white R between the F and the R, or F
now,
and the I.
Again, I was shocked that, speaking of the Wyatt Six, I'm shocked that she wasn't in the.
So the rumor is one of the members is hurt, and that's why they're not getting any TV time right now. So, which is odd, where like one member could just stand there and do nothing. So, not knowing which one it is for sure.
Yeah,
they're kind of on hold right now.
Yeah, I feel like.
I know, like you said, with the whole Alexa Bliss thing too has been like the dirt sheets saying that she was in a contract dispute with WWE. She wasn't going to show up, and this was to like make Meltzer look bad again. So now it's like Triple H is now feeding false stories out there to try to keep the element of surprise happening.
Yeah. But again, I saw a video today on TikTok where it was, the Triple H my kids see. And it's all like the TKO branded. It's all like him buying the suit. And then the Triple H that I grew up, that I see. And it's the game. It's the Cerebral Assassin and all that. And it's very true. Like, it is such a different character now. And we're going to talk about him later as well.
Right. All right. Anything more from the women's? We had Nikki Bella come back at the end.
Do you think that was just kind of a quick hurry up? Or do you think, because again, the rumor was it was going to be AJ.
Because I think AJ's still with Glow.
Yeah, but I mean, because even the man that shall be nameless,
Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling,
something like that.
she was kind of talking about it, but also that was just like such a weird person to bring back, like especially with it being Cena's last Rumble.
Because I was expecting Becky.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. There's even that one, like something. Or
Jade. Like one of those two I was expecting.
One of the things like I was talking to Hayden about, like Alexa Bliss you knew was coming back. Charlotte you knew was coming back. I would have put money on Jade. I would have put money on the man coming back. But to see Nikki come back, it was just like something fell through, and it just felt really awkward just because it was John Cena's last, and you bring his ex
back who's now single.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it was just really weird, especially with all the allegations coming out of her phone got leaked. There's photos of her and John Cena now that have been released to the internet. Which again, we could talk maybe about on the rejected run
if we get to that.
But it was just weird timing for me to see her music drop.
Right. And that's just where they try to have some nostalgia there. But Like what I didn't like in the women's is like Natty is getting no respect.
No.
Ever. And then the other issue I had too was as soon as BFAB came out, I knew she was the first one going to be eliminated.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's just like I was telling Ken in the green room, like the history of Triple H and
Right.
hey, this is Black History Month.
Yep.
The first two eliminations
Correct.
were your black superstars that were barely in the ring.
Yeah.
So say what you want.
Oh,
I'm just showing where the facts are.
oh, correct. I mean, the eliminations are what they are. Now, the there was also a lot of times where like Natty was on screen that you can tell she was still really being the mother hen of the
Right.
locker room. Where there was a couple times where people were trying to like put their foot on her, and they were actually, there was clips of it where they're like a good 6 to 8 inches off, and she's pulling the foot towards her face,
Right.
you know, because she knows the hard camera's on her. So like that's where Natty is.
And that's
It's
like
crucial.
my other issue with the women's, especially, was you could see them calling the spots
Yes.
Hmm.
and hear them calling spots
Mhm.
like, "Hey, move!" like you're not. You need to have a different sign than just say it out loud when the cameras are now on you. and the
Well, you can even
microphones.
do that even on the men's. Like there was a
Right.
few times where it's like, okay, guys, HD mics do not need to be pointed at
Right.
the ring at this point in time.
So, yeah. and other than that, with the women's, I mean, it was born unpredictable.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I didn't catch any of the
Right.
women's. I opted not to. How did with the winner, right? How did what did the crowd sound like? Was it
Well, she was the only person that came out on the women's that had pyro, and they
Right.
called it out on the commentary, which I thought was very funny.
mhm,
They're like, "Oh, pyros for the Rumble." Supposedly she couldn't get her robe off,
right.
so like she had like wardrobe malfunction there. We had another one almost in the ring.
That was with Valkyrie,
Yeah.
where Liv saved her, just pushed her in the corner.
Yeah,
So
because
the
her top
referees
almost came off.
Oh, and then you could see the referee like cheer when they got it fixed.
Yeah.
It was like
But there was times where like she had a bedazzled brace on her knee,
Hmm.
and someone went right for it, and they called, you know, commentary was like, "Oh, that's that bad knee." It's like, great. Now, like,
right?
you know, she looked in great shape.
Right.
But I mean, you should look in great shape when you're almost 2 years removed and
Right.
you've been working as hard as you have. So
get handed another title shot on your first day back.
She could eat a cheeseburger or two.
Most of them could.
Yeah, I'm just putting it out there.
So in the second match was the best 2 out of 3 falls, more City Machine Guns versus DIY, otherwise known as the bathroom break match of the night.
Wow,
that's
yeah.
when I went to McDonald's.
Yeah.
And that one was just
The bathroom break match.
the history with the 2 out of 3 falls in the early 90s was always whoever got the first pin didn't win the match.
Mhm.
They finally broke that streak.
They did.
DIY ended up getting help from the Street Profits at the end of the match to win the best of 2 out of 3 falls. I mean, what I like about the More City Machine Guns is they are a true tag team. They do team moves that have been around for a while, and that's what more tag teams need to do.
Mhm.
Instead of just be throwing 2 guys together, it's like work on double team stuff.
Yeah.
And that, to me, it's like right now, they got the championship belts right away when they came to WWE, lost them, and now they're back in almost, I want to say, mid-card role, going to get lost in the shuffle pretty soon.
Yeah, the tag team division on I think both brands is pretty filled right now, and they gotta kind of do something with that. I mean, I've been pushing for a while for a trios title,
Right.
but yeah, there's too much going on.
And then after that was the ladder match for the championship, KO with Cody Rhodes. I was very upset that KO did not come out dressed as Stardust.
But Cody Rhodes came out with the shiny pants on.
He did.
He did.
And again, very Stardust-esque. I would have at least appreciated like a little cartwheel through the ladder.
Yeah.
You know, something, because he went under the ladder.
Right.
But that match, I had more hopes for it. I do know with it being the Rumble, the men's Rumble was right after, so it was a time sensitive kind of thing. But like that match, just all the build up, all the KO, just kind of
Their
beating
third time
the shit out
wrestling
of
each
people.
other.
Like I felt like that match should have just been more brutal. Now there was some
brutal spots.
There was some brutal spots.
Suplex, the KO on the side of the ladder, and that ladder did not give at all.
Give it all.
The ring didn't even bounce.
No.
Like, that was just.
But then you have Cody hit the ladder off of the turnbuckle, and he like springs up and sells it perfectly.
Right.
But like again, then you have Sami Zayn coming out, and everyone thought he was going to interfere.
Right. And then you have Cody do the Alabama slam on KO through the ladder, where you could see the pre-cut marks.
You did, and I paused it to show Hayden them because I was like, because again, I climb ladders every day. And, Hayden always jokes around. He's like, "Oh, those ladders aren't that strong," and I was like, "Good ladders actually hold people." But I'm like, these are cut, these are this, and again, guys, we understand as adults here. I will say this right now: it is theater, it is scripted. But these people are still going through like metal, aluminum. They're gonna get ripped up.
Right. It's one take.
Yes.
Live.
It's live.
So if he missed that, if he pushed him 3 feet forward, a foot forward, and did not hit that breaking point, that would have been a lot worse for KO. Now, what's concerned me with that spot was KO's head went through
the rung,
which again, KO was trying to do the package power driver. So again, that's a dangerous move as well. So there was a lot of spots there. Now, I've been saying this for Ken. I've been saying it for a while, and this. Is this the unhinged Cody that, again, the man that should not be nameless was talking about earlier in the week, saying, hey, the pressure's getting to you? Because he did things in this match, but he also did things at the end of the match that wasn't like the face Cody that we've seen in these last couple months. Getting the titles, he didn't just leave the ring. He did his going onto the turnbuckle on the far side. Then he went onto the turnbuckle, as the picture shows, right near KO and Sammy on the ground, but then left and decided to come back and go onto the table and then did this one here where he was like, but when he was on the turnbuckle, I don't know if you saw it, Tom, but he was yelling at them saying he wanted this. He wanted this, meaning KO wanted this brutality.
Right.
And again, I, as a fan of wrestling, want this to be a normal thing with Cody. I want to see the brutal guy. I don't want to see the modern day John Cena where you're getting the shit kicked out of you for 90 minutes and then you spark and it's like, oh, hey, someone calls here.
So two things. First thing I was going to say too is like Cody has a history of when he beats a wrestler, he always says he's allowed to steal one of their things, one of their shticks. So one thing that he stole, like in the match, he kicked the bottom of the ladder out, bottom rung. He stole that from Wade Barrett.
Correct.
As now in his resume of moves. But then, to go along with what you're saying, after the match, like he was walking out towards the ramp, then all of a sudden came back to do the shot. And was my observation on TV was the crowd was silent. So I texted my friend who was at the Rumble last night. He's like, the crowd was loud when Cody won.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that did not come across that way on TV at all.
Not at all.
No.
I mean, the crowd was like, they just, I don't know, deleted the sound, muted the sound from the audience because like there was no sound whatsoever besides you hearing Cody yell at him.
And that's the only reason why I think that they muted the mics and they aimed them at him so that you could hear him say that. But there was, like I said, it was a good match. Put this in any other pay-per-view, I think this match would have went longer. I think it would have been more brutal. I think you would have seen them going through I think you would have seen KO and Roman Reigns of past Last Man Standing match. I can't remember what pay-per-view that was at, but I think you would have seen that brutality of it going throughout the whole arena.
And then what I was telling Kent too is the way how they ended it with KO being dismantled like how he is. I think he's done now. I think his contract's up. He'll be a free agent.
Ricochet treatment, put him through pretty much a car and send him off.
Pretty much, like this is his swan song goodbye, and we will probably see him in AEW in 90 days.
I mean, if you take a look at that, if you can see that screen, let me pop in here like this. If you take a look at that screen over Tom's shoulder, his head's bruised up pretty good. I mean, he took some shots.
Well,
Camera 4 not working in there, or
Which one's camera 4?
4 is the laptop. That picture. It's not
Oh,
working?
no, I don't know. No, I don't see it anymore.
so
Oh, it's
this
not- it's
happened.
not splitting
So what
right.
Ken's talking about, for people that are paying attention, is right here.
Yep.
He took that because Cody bashed his head against the new table, and again, the table is still okay.
It's still undefeated, bro.
I'm just,
Still undefeated.
we're wondering how long.
Super
this is going.
reinforced.
Yeah.
But I mean, as you see, you're gonna have a lot of wrestlers that are gonna get beat up by it.
Oh yeah.
But again, I'm glad. I hope it's done. I hope now, like, you kind of get a different story, because I'm kind of tired of the Cody Rhodes 3-match kind of rule. They did it with Brock.
They do it with a lot of people.
Yeah. I just, it gets at least throwing a little bit of mixture. Like, I feel like with Roman, it was at least he feuded with this person, then it was this person, then it was back to this person, back to person B. Like, there was kind of some back and forth a little bit. Then it was just Cody for a while. But like with Cody, it's, I mean, what? It went Brock Lesnar, 3 matches, Roman, 3 matches, KO, 3 matches.
Yeah.
It's like every feud he's had.
So he's had the belt now 300 something days and has only defended the title 8 times.
So, okay, so let's touch base, because if Ken could go back in the archives here and find the footage of, we're not there
In
yet.
all his spare time.
In all your spare time. We've had conversations when Roman had the title, of not defending it.
Right.
So I feel like Cody's defended it more than Roman in that time frame, but at least the belt is on TV. Because I feel like with Roman, it wasn't even there.
Right.
So like, we're going in the right direction, but I still feel like it needs to be defended more.
Oh, I agree. I mean, that's
More different opponents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, different opponents just defend it. Like, I mean,
Right.
kind of
Here you go. 27-minute mark. Brett the Hitman Hart, the defending champion.
26:59.
The fighting champion who would wrestle on Raw.
Bob
defend the
Backlund.
belt. Superstars would defend it
Oh yeah.
on TV.
Well, that was the whole thing even with Seth freaking Rollins. I mean, he was the workhorse. It was always defended. It was
Right.
I mean, so it's not even like recency bias that they don't do
Right.
it. It's just for some reason with this title, it's not defended.
Well, they keep playing the injury angle. He's constantly getting hurt. And now they're saying after this match, he's hurt too. That's why he couldn't do the press conference.
Correct.
And what's the future hold for the belt?
Yeah, because you're going into WrestleMania season.
Is he going to be able to defend it at Elimination Chamber or?
Yeah. Now, what I would love to see happen. So they've now unified the belts. So now again, the Winged Needle gets back retired.
Or are they going to change the belt?
And that's what they have to do. I feel like they have to do something different. And I would love to see, I know the US title looks kind of wing belt-esque because it's got the eagle. But like do something where it's kind of like a mashup of both of these. Because I feel like this got a lot of praise that it was.
I mean, yeah, they could have that shape and just put the WWE there.
Yeah. Do something. I mean,
And the wrestler nameplate.
yeah, I mean, I would be perfectly fine with that, but just something has to be.
Not the big W. That
Yeah.
to me is the ugliest belt ever.
It is definitely one of the ugliest.
I'd rather have the spinner belt than that.
Yeah. Now, I did go online. I did they did the Indianapolis Royal Rumble belt. And the only thing that was different was the W was in blue stones, which I liked it. And I almost liked it if they would do that for like how they used to have the SmackDown and Raw belts were red and then they had the blue belt. Like, that would have been something nice to do. But yeah, they definitely got to do something different with it.
And that's where it's like the only version of that belt I actually liked was Daniel Bryan's vegan belt.
Oh, the hippie belt, the hemp belt.
The hemp belt. That belt was
We
awesome.
couldn't smoke that one time.
No. All right. So then after that, any more on that KO and stuff? Oh, we got a message there.
Oh, we do. Look at that.
Man, our producer is slacking.
I've got all these
Can you take
new,
a gummy
I got
there?
all these new pictures and things and sliders and
All right.
stuff.
What does Brett say?
Brett says Grady wants to know when to tune in for your recap of the Frosh matchup versus ICCP.
Well, that is high school basketball. I was not there. You were there. Do you want to talk about it really quick?
As I told him, as I told Smith, you guys weren't there for Friday's game. everyone was like, "Oh, the one game I don't go to went into overtime." This was exactly how they played for the ICCP team, and we came out with the victory for both games. But it was rough.
It was rough.
It was bad.
Oh, Froggy returns on Monday.
That's great. I'm glad to have Batman and Robin back.
That would be.
Smith, you figure out which one's Batman. You figure out which one's Robin.
All right. So then we went on to whoops.
Ooh.
Oh, jumped in ahead.
Ooh.
Men's Royal Rumble. For me, like I did enjoy like the concept with the new entrant and like next number coming up
Mhm.
or whatever. Who's in the ring? I didn't really need.
No.
Right.
I think they should have like eliminations more tallied for people in the ring, maybe.
Yeah.
Like who has the most right now? Have like that scrolling down.
I did like the stats at the bottom for some of those, but like, yeah, like knowing who was in the ring, how long they were in the ring for, that I didn't care about that.
Right.
Like it was nice to know, like, oh, Braun Strowman's got 35 eliminations. He's tied for blah blah blah
Right.
before he got in the ring, and then it's like, oh, he got an elimination, and it's like, but the thing that killed me about that was when you had, and both women and men's, was when you had multiple eliminations, that ticker didn't help because it was like,
Right.
oh, elimination, Io Sky. 5 minutes later, oh, elimination. Like, no, she was eliminated a long time
Right.
ago. Like, so there was definitely some problems with that, but it definitely felt very ESPN betters kind of DraftKings style gambling.
Right.
You know how you always have the ticker on the bottom, like, oh, here's the odds for this person.
And I wish what they would have done more is like who's left to come in. Who still has to come in?
Yeah, but then if you do that, you know,
I mean, mentally you already know like
yeah.
who's coming, but it's like still to come in. We know Cena's still gotta
You know,
come in.
so-
Whatever. So it started with Rey Mysterio and Penta,
Mm-hmm.
the present luchador versus pretty much going to be the
Which-
future luchador.
I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I understand Penta is draw. I understand that.
Hmm.
But he needs to either smoke something, calm down, because every match he's in, there are so many botches.
Yeah.
Like he was technically eliminated. Like he went over the ropes, both feet hit.
Yeah.
Like it is going to be controversial because both feet hit.
And they never showed the replay.
They didn't show the replay, but
Right.
there's been so many people on social media that have slowed it down, and you see both feet touch and one foot hops up.
Right.
Like it was a split second, but again, that's all it takes.
And they kept saying like, oh, the referee only saw 1 foot,
Yeah.
foot.
So like, and again, if he would have won it, it would have been more controversial. So like, I knew he wasn't going to win because of everything going on. But it was just like he stayed in that match for a while,
Yeah, 40 minutes. I believe
and
it
that's
was.
just where it's
40,
like, okay,
yeah.
you're protecting this guy because if he's the new signing, he's the new shiny toy, like Tony Khan does. But yeah,
Jim Ross came out and spoke about him. Like, I can't believe everybody's all hyped up about this guy, and to the point where he's like, not that good.
well,
he's got the look.
yeah,
He's got some charisma to him.
his merch is there.
Right.
I mean, I will say, I think the biggest thing for him is they all know Ray's going to retire. I think the only reason
Right.
that Ray is still wrestling after he's a Hall of Famer is because they don't have that Mexican
Latino
superstar to sell to.
Andrade's not clicking.
No.
Escobar's not clicking. I like Escobar, but it's like he's another guy that needs a manager.
And I think that's where the beginning of the Men's Rumble was very cruiserweight-esque. And I think that's where the Maverick should have came in, because I feel like he would have felt better with that speed of all of them. Instead
And
of,
I'm shocked Dom didn't come in earlier.
I was shocked that too.
I thought Dom would be like 3 or 4.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, your 1 and 2 was Rey Mysterio and Penta. Your number 3 was Chad,
Chad at 4 was Carmelo.
Camelo. And then
Your
5.
first elimination too. The other African American.
And then 5 was Andrade. So, like, I mean, it was definitely. I actually took a picture of it.
Yeah, I mean, they started with a lot of the luchadors were in the ring to begin the match, and then it was like all the veterans were in the ring at the end of the match.
Correct. And
Did you notice Chad Gable's music change?
yes,
And it's so much like Kurt Angle, where now the fans can chant "You suck" too.
But again, I mean, they place characters or superstars somewhat apart to where people that were in there had a rivalry come in. I mean, because again, you had after Santino, and then you had Otis come in. Right away, you knew Otis and Chad were going to go at it, just like they did that with the women.
Right.
I mean, I'm gonna say this right now. He is alive, but I'm gonna say rest in peace for I Show Speed.
Yeah, so he took over Tazara's
I mean,
spot.
that
He got folded in half, bro.
folded in half. He's ripped in half.
The speed of Braun Breaker.
Well, and the best part was like, I get it, but like he gave the guy an elimination technically on his roster there, but like Braun just hit both those ropes, and like the other angle that you see of it, it's just like he's like, it's like a greater than less than, yeah, greater than less than symbol. Like it just was.
It was bad.
But
and then Braun picked him up, threw him to Otis to catch, and Otis just did a
which I mean,
back slam to him on
the new table.
On the new table,
they rolled
that
off.
table didn't move.
Yeah, and then after the match, Logan Paul posted where he went to go talk to him, and he's got like a huge like gash in his leg from the table, like it ripped his leg open.
Right.
So
and he says he wants to do more.
He's getting a good page, yeah.
Well, and that's
Triple H don't do it. Like I mean,
Right.
he's going to do it because of the views he gets on his social media platform.
but then put him on Evo, put him on the new, and we could talk about that later too. But like
That's not on the slide sheet.
Oh, they pushed a new sub NXT platform. I put him on there. You'll get draws. You'll get views on it then. I mean, that's where you put him. If he wants to do it, don't give him the Logan Paul treatment where you're going to give him Shawn Michaels to train him. But like, okay, he might have potential. He's got, who was that other real, a couple years ago, they had a kind of character that was very iSpeed-esque built. And I want to say he's with AEW now.
That we will rush.
Yeah. And he was with the cruiserweights, and he did fine. If you're gonna do that with iSpeed, I Show Speed, whatever his name is, great. But if you're gonna have him compete, where? Unless he's just gonna be the speed champion.
No,
Because that whole platform they got.
It could be. And yeah, the other stuff I had takeaways from the men's Royal Rumble, like, I don't know, just like sometimes, like when the guys were coming in, it's like, okay, I was just going to work for like a future storyline, and it just like they never developed anything from it, or they eliminated the guy too soon for the other guy that would be the future storyline to be in.
I mean, it was nice to see Finn Balor come back.
New music too.
New music.
Yep.
Crowd had no idea who it was because of the new music.
Yeah, the only reason why I knew who it was is because its logo popped up.
Right.
Like I could see it in the corner. But you're right. I mean, there should have been something with him and Dom,
Right.
to kind of like either break up the Judgment Day or do whatever. Shinsuke to me is he's fallen by the wayside.
And that,
terrible.
Like I was telling Ken too, like I don't think anyone that's holding a belt should be in the Rumble. If you're holding tag team gold, US, Continental, like you should not be in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, but if we do that, then we don't get the lovely. When did he come in?
Henry or
Number
whatever.
15. We
Yeah,
don't
Joe.
get her. Joe Hendry coming in.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's Joe Hendry from TNA came over to get his spot. Sheamus was enjoying the show.
Yeah.
I know. That was funny.
Yeah, I was enjoying that. Why did you take that away? And that's where again the mics worked at some points and gave some comedic relief, but then at the same time, it's like there was points where they weren't needed.
I mean, that's where it's like when you're TNA, it's like, do you really want him out there when he's going to get thrown out in less than 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Like that hurts your brand. Like at least have him out there longer.
Did he get an elimination?
I think he got one.
Yeah, he might have got one. He was in there for a few. He didn't look bad in there.
No. I mean, but here's the other thing.
They could have made him look better.
But
Yeah.
from the TNA aspect, he got the pop.
That's right. He did.
I mean, he got a huge pop to where
crowd went
wild.
Yep.
And he's one of those also social media grown talents. I mean, like his big thing was TikTok.
Yep.
And he even said that in many interviews where like people are like, well, how did you get so big? You were here doing this for so long. He's like, social media. He's like, we tried.
Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona.
Yeah. He's somebody that I was very mad I didn't see. Was Zack Ryder. Like that pop.
He was there.
Oh, he was there for sure. His wife announced that he was there.
Showing that it was having dinner in Indy.
Yeah, like I mean, that would have been somebody that I would have really liked to see.
I was shocked to see Strowman back so soon.
Mm-hmm.
Because just a week ago he got annihilated by Jacob Fatu.
Mm-hmm.
And also like they haven't come back like he's perfectly fine.
Yeah, he didn't look like anything was wrong with him. He's a mountain of a dude.
He had a return of AJ Styles.
Yeah, I was about to say. So I had a note like from 20 on, which is when you had Jey Uso, you had AJ Styles 21, Braun Strowman 22, Cena at 23, and then you had kind of the standard. But then I was shocked with Dominic Mysterio being 26.
Right.
But like that 20 on, I feel like there was a lot of heavy hitters. But like I said, the front of the card was very lightweight, cruiserweight, fast. The second half of the card was very slow.
Right.
You know,
Because all of a sudden you had like 10, 12 guys in the ring.
yes. You know, then you bring in when did Roman Reigns came in at 16 and kind of went for a good chunk. Now, you want to talk about future stories? That was probably your biggest one. Was Shane, Seth freaking Rollins and Roman getting wrapped up a few times, and then the man that shall not be named gets the two eliminations.
Yeah, but then the fight afterwards.
Well, that's what I was saying. Then you have, you know,
the Maverick,
the
eliminate
stomp.
Pepsi Boy.
you know, and that's where now my thing is this: does Roman kind of do you play that off as was this Paul's end game? Because again, they're both Paul Heyman's guys. You know, there's a known deal in place. There's a known favor
that needs to be cashed in.
and you know,
that's right.
because even they kind of showed it on the video where Paul was like, you know, what did he do? How could he do that to my guy? And like, the man that Shaman is walked right past. And I mean, I would love to see that as a triple threat match.
Ooh.
Just falls count anywhere, beat the shit out of each other. Like, I know you would love it.
I have someone actually root for in the match.
Yeah. You know, but yeah, there was a lot where like there was a couple of times where like Drew went after him and then Seth went after him, and it was I just felt like it should have been more. Especially because you have all that bent up actual heat that they have.
Yeah.
Because I thought the final four was going to be Cena, Pepsi Boy, Rollins, and Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
And then because of the quick elimination, it was pretty much Cena, Logan Paul, and Jey Uso.
Yeah. Which, I mean, Logan Paul kind of gave you the old Kofi Kingston kind of vibes where, like, you know, I was going to get eliminated, but I made this crazy jump to the reinforced table. Again, tables all over the pay-per-views now. But again, I liked how he eliminated AJ Styles. You gave AJ Styles kind of the pop, but then also at the same time, now you have a feud with AJ Styles and Logan Paul, because that's a feud that needs to be ongoing because Logan Paul has a fight with Conor McGregor and he has a fight with Jake Paul now.
Right, with his brother.
So like he's got two out of the WWE fights that are going to happen this year. So it's like, you know, he's not going to be full-time WWE.
Even though he's supposed to be.
Even though he's supposed to be. But again, as you said, and we've said on multiple occasions, where that's going to help the TKO brand.
So, and then like it ends up being where it's just Jey Uso and Cena. And then they start like going back and forth. You have the crowd wanting Cena to win.
However, John Cena's in there in like loafers.
Oh, that's
Oh, yeah.
That shoe.
Oh, I was those shoes.
Hey, those shoes held up on the apron, man.
Hey, they
There's a
did.
couple where he was like, oh no.
They did.
I was disappointed with it for one thing. I just wish you would have got the yeet, you can't see me chant going back and forth. Like, I just was kind of disappointed that they didn't give him that moment.
Right.
Again, it would have been a stupid moment, and I get it, but like the fans would have loved it if you would have just got Jay doing yeet and John Cena's going, you can't see me. Let's go 4 or 5 times and then just let John Cena just tackle.
Well, we had Yeet and LA Knight, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know, Yeet, yeah.
Yeet,
Yeah, you know, you have them all the time. It was there. But so okay, so you had your final 2. How did you feel about the final 3 minutes?
I
of the
mean,
match?
that's where it's like when they're on the apron fighting each other. I mean, Yes, it was shocking how it ended
Mhm.
because everyone's expecting Cena to win because the women's pay-per-view was predictable. And
So was this one though.
so is this one, but it's like,
Yeah.
well, this is my issue with the man winning, Jey Uso, eliminating Cena at the end. Cena tries to do the attitude adjustment off the aprons. It's so stupid.
Right.
The crap, yeet my pants. But yeah, so like Cena like does
You normally do, but
I do not. In beer cups. But anyway, so then it's what, you okay?
I'm good.
Maybe in that cup too. You get some backwash in there.
A little bit.
Hello, we
So
went
yeah,
into
Cena
it.
had him like he was doing the attitude adjustment off the apron, and then Jay jumped off his back in the ring and pushed him off. I mean, yeah, you have here you can see Pat McAfee excited, him, Cole, Wade Barrett all start doing the
Guys,
chants.
table held
Table.
3
Right.
adults, big dudes,
Still undefeated.
And you have 70,000 plus people
eating all
eating
over
over
the Lucas
eating
Oil
at him.
Stadium.
Now I could. Well, let's first of all we'll roll back to John Cena. Not in ring shape at all.
No.
Not in ring shape at all. But
Needs to wrestle with the shirt on.
yeah,
And get that hair plug on that back.
yeah, we gotta
cut it, shave it, whatever, man.
or paint it or throw it.
Magic
Whatever.
marker.
But here's the thing: when they're on the apron and they're throwing punches at each other, and again, Cena's not a good actor. The legs are wobbly, and he's waiting. I'm like, "What? You just threw a punch?
Yeah.
Go and throw another one." He
Oh,
threw
yeah.
a punch, and he's sitting there like, "I can't move. I'm so
Yeah.
exhausted." I'm like, "You've been in the ring for 8 minutes."
Yeah.
I'm like, at least Jay was in there for 20 or whatever. I could see him where he was tired, but yeah, I mean, Cena, God love him. I don't know if he's the GOAT, but he's earned the right to be there. But
Well, again, with Jay winning it, I was okay with it because it has a storyline coming out of it.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know how you said it wasn't predictable, the men's, because we've called this because
Hey,
again,
we didn't call Jay winning. You didn't call Jay winning,
okay.
did he?
I don't remember
I don't think we
that.
put picks on it, but I'm just saying.
Well, I
we-
said Cena and Charlotte on our
Well,
last show.
Okay, so I
Yeah.
knew Cena wasn't going to win because again, you need him at Elimination Chamber,
Right.
Because again, you sold those tickets already.
He still go there and wrestle.
No, but there's no draw.
So
There's some.
I was telling Tom when Jay came running in how crazy that crowd went.
Mhm.
I was like, he needs to be
And
at
he
the
had
Rumble.
gold grills too.
I'm like, he needs to be at the Rumble because the place just fires up when he
Oh,
comes
yeah.
in.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, they need the pop, but here's the thing. So when he won, got his kid, he's doing the whole eating around the Lucas Oil Stadium, comes out, he's backstage. Jimmy hands him the shirt that says, 2025 Royal Rumble winner, Jason. Camera pans, and you have Jacob Fatu saying, "I love you, brother. Love you, cuz."
Wearing a
Wearing a
Yeet shirt.
pink Yeet shirt. Now, I've said it on many shows. Social media ruins this for me sometimes, but it's like that is a crazy character that he plays in the ring.
Hmm.
But these guys are all family.
The werewolf.
The werewolf.
Werewolf.
Again,
He's a badass.
he
dude.
is.
Golly.
That's just when he pops up and he does a little crazy
Yep.
little shimmy right there. Man,
Oof.
And that's where it's
Jay-
like for me, if I was Triple H booking it to people have the more shock element, would have either been Jacob Fatu or the guy that he's been booking wrong the last 2 years, Braun Breaker.
Braun did well in there.
he did, but I think he's not going to get the push because of his uncle.
His family.
Yeah.
His
yeah.
uncle.
Yeah.
So then after the show, we had the press conference. They announced Cody couldn't be available due to injuries,
Good
whatnot.
match. There you go.
Charlotte seemed normal. And Cena came out, wouldn't take questions, just released a statement that he earned the right to be in a spot at the Elimination Chamber in Toronto, which is where he announced was going to be his final year in WWE a few months ago.
Yep. Which was very Hollywood Hogan-esque.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where honestly how I felt the press conference went. Was, he pretty much just said, I'm going to be in it.
Earned the right.
I've earned the right. And again, Triple H backed it up. He has earned the right. He'll be in it. He doesn't have to qualify.
He has to go shoot a movie for next month.
Yeah, he's gonna be in Hungary shooting a movie.
So that is that for the Elimination Chamber there, March 1st in Toronto. We'll talk more about that stuff next show. Right now, it is time to play the game.
Oh, let's see if I can get this queued up.
Oh, sorry, Kent. Rushing you.
No,
Oh, we'll try to press the start button.
yeah, hold on.
Delays.
It's this 1980 cell phone.
1980. Oh my gosh.
What?
Okay.
Like the Note 3?
Let's see if we got it.
Galaxy 8.
It's all about playing who's gonna make it. I am the game. You
Like started it in the middle.
control.
All right, you can do
No way you
All right. Time to play the game. Staying on John Cena because, well, he's earned it. It's the best of, worst of his Royal Rumble matches over the years.
The best was when he returned at the Garden so quick from that injury.
Yeah.
Which one was, who did he wrestle there?
I just remember it being at the Garden. What Triple H was in the ring, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't remember the year right now. That was probably WrestleMania 26. 24, 26.
I'm trying to look it up right now.
I think he wanted that to go face the Miz.
I cannot find it right now. I mean, for me, there was just every time that when he was in that prime where he was always kind of the company guy, I never was a Cena fan. I mean, I never really saw him. I mean, the best work that he did was outside the Rumbles with, I think the best was when he went after The Rock. To me, that was kind of my best moment of Cena. Was, when you pretty much you call out The Rock for having his promo on his wrist.
The year-long, the once-in-a-lifetime match.
Mm-hmm. That happened twice.
Twice, back-to-back years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So not just all. I mean, it could have been when he was defending the belt too, right? Just his match.
His match, too.
Yeah.
Royal Rumble specific or
Yeah.
any
Royal Rumble specific.
Man, I don't even remember his Royal Rumble matches.
So so one of the ones that that stuck out. I don't know, was it 2016 or something like that with AJ Styles for the championship?
Okay.
That was a pretty good match, pretty intense.
We had AJ
match.
carrying them.
Yes. And I think that to me that would be the best of for him. Because that was AJ was in his prime. I mean, that was pretty good. That was a pretty good one. So
Yeah, worst stuff.
let me check my notes. The worst we'll say was 2004.
So that's when Benoit won.
Yep.
I think the worst was, I was just looking up, I think 2011 when he fought Kane, unmasked Kane. Like, that was just one.
That was a good one.
To me, that was like just one of the worst Rumbles. Like, for me, it was just 2011. I was trying to play, but
I'm going. My worst is what was it? 2004.
Okay.
So there's a lot of hype on him. He rolled in and only lasted
That's right.
he only lasted about 7 minutes or so.
Okay.
He was
Was
in
he
about
U.S. champ yet?
what? No, I don't think he was at that time.
Okay. Because he didn't win the championship until WrestleMania 21.
Yeah. Yeah, so he tried to get rid of Big Show and Chris Jericho. Yeah.
no, he did have a moment in this one where, again, he did lift up Jay and Logan. He did kind of show that.
Still got some power.
He did another one where he did try in the match try to lift up another heavier superstar. I'm trying to think who it was. He had one spot where, like, if anyone could do it, it would be him. And that was one thing that, like, a lot of superstars have said, the heavier ones, like Mark Henry and Big Show, they were said, that was probably the one person that I felt safest with, they would say, because like you knew if he lifted you up there, he had you. You were good.
Wow.
As long as you didn't like shift your body
Right.
around, they said, but like if you stood still and he got you, like he could lift you. And that's like the big thing. 'Cause he was so involved with FCW for a while, like getting those guys conditioned, and like that was that whole class with like Big E and Roman, where like Big E I think did like a super lift or whatever, and like John Cena was like, this is not going to happen, and he did it. And he was like, you saw in the video, like his face is like, oh my god, like this guy's magnificent. So
I remember that. Yep.
All right, yeah. So before we jump to the next slide, the other thing I want to say quick about Jey Uso is he's had 4 title matches, lost all 4, with his recent one being Saturday main event against Gunther.
but again, they did the same thing with Dolph Ziggler. They did the same thing. I mean, look at him and The Miz. Give me one more shot, or I'll quit. I feel like Jay is going to go after Gunther because he's got a friend tie with Cody. I feel like it's going to be second to last match, night 1 of WrestleMania. He's going to win because you're going to have Las Vegas yeeting all over itself.
It will be.
And then going to Reno and yeeting all over Reno.
Yeah.
But I hate to say this, that's what I think is best for business because it's going to give the WWE and TKO someone that's going to sell merch.
Yeah. Hey, we gotta skip up to the. We gotta skip up to the Vince McMahon slide.
All right. Well, it's first AEW 1 minute of AEW.
Hey, that's
So what's funny with AEW right now? Dynamite last week, or I'm sorry, week prior, great. Well, this past week, horrible again, and boring. Collision was okay last night. I think if I was AEW, I would move Collision to Monday now. Because now you have that open time where wrestling's at, where people are used to watching wrestling on Monday nights on cable TV.
On cable. Yep, I agree.
For people that don't have Netflix, this is their time to pounce on that part.
Yep, I agree with you.
So other than that, all right.
Move.
So
talking about eating all
Friday, more yeets.
Oh.
Janelle Grant's lawsuit made some amendments that listed names now. Brock Lesnar and Michael Hayes as also being
Michael Freebird Hayes.
Yes,
he's like 900 years old, isn't he?
Free and something.
And that to me, we knew about Brock, and like I never liked Michael Hayes. He always rubbed me the wrong way.
Well, I don't know why he was rubbing
the wrong way too. But here again is where the unpaid prostitute is angry. Pay your ladies.
Always don't bounce a check.
Something else.
Why you got an old picture of Vince? Vince doesn't look anything.
But if you notice, it's kind of the angle, and it's like he chose that one pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean,
for
a sexual harassment lawsuit.
And then the other thing up there this past week.
This is not a kid show.
Triple H is being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Nick Khan kind of played a joke on him.
Yeah, that was funny.
He didn't know what was going on. All of a sudden, Shawn Michaels' music hit in the press release, and he thought it was something about like the Evolve show or something he didn't have in his notes. And then the Undertaker comes out, and he's like, "Okay, what's going on here?" And
which is weird what they're doing with the Undertaker right now, because like they played the gong, which is like iconic Undertaker, and then they like rip it into like American Badass. And it's just like such a weird like gimmick now.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's well deserved. I mean,
it is, and let's just say, Paul, good beard game. Good beard game.
Great beard game.
Yeah.
I mean, and now you get in, and then you can fire him because of his horrible booking.
And that's what I was about to say. Yeah. So, like, is this the swan song for him?
I think so.
Now he's in. Now we can ride off
after WrestleMania.
After WrestleMania, you don't got to really hear about him anymore. Is this the Rock's way of being like, "Hey, I've one-upped you.
Yeah,
you're in the Hall of Fame. Great.
Thanks for your services. Best of luck in your future endeavors."
Which is going to be with Vince McMahon and his new empire
platform.
Hub. We can't
Hub. That's right. Hub. That's correct.
And like Jericho made a mention, like how he doesn't really care to ever be in the Hall of Fame because it means nothing, and a lot of times it's just currently, like we said last year, it's just storylines.
Yeah. Now, I'm gonna pose this question to you both. If there was an actual place, like how Saudis have it now, but like how if you had a place where you could go and see memorabilia, see an actual brick and mortar Hall of Fame, would you go?
It'd have to be like, I would say in Vegas.
Okay.
Vegas or Florida, somewhere in Florida.
It's got to be a destination. I mean, like Hulk down there in Tampa Bay, his shop gets a lot of
Right.
foot traffic. I would. I would. Yeah.
I would say even Tampa. Yeah, just put it in
Yeah.
Tampa, or most of them retire anyway.
I mean, are any of the Hall of Fames in like
Canton, Ohio.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
You know what I'm saying? So like,
Right.
Mascot Hall of Fame is
Kansas.
in Indiana.
Basketball's out in Kansas or something.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So I mean, like, I could see them doing it in Connecticut because that's where again the headquarters originally was and whatever.
Yeah.
But like, if they would have an event like that, or if they would have a facility, would you go? And I mean, I think that's what to answer my response to Chris Jericho would be is like, yes, the Hall of Fame means nothing because there's nowhere for me to take Hayden, me to take my little guys to be like, oh look, this is who Daddy grew up watching without going through like archive footage.
This is Steve Austin's knee brace.
Yeah. But they hinted at it because they were doing that whole like show of like hidden treasures or lost whatever it was called.
Right. Yeah. That they're going to have it.
Yeah, they're going to have it. It's like, okay, well let's just
that's not been what 5-6 years now.
What is AJ Keith? I'm just going to say this. It's true. I'm happy that Triple H is in the Hall of Fame, but he made a bad booking call. Like, why did he have to book Jey Uso? I don't like him. He's the worst wrestler on the roster. He's trash and garbage. Gunther events 2 weeks ago that he's nothing more than a mascot.
Yeah, Gunther's inners.
Couldn't agree more.
IC title reign was better than his world championship ring.
Yeah. Yeah. Couldn't agree more.
And that's why I'm wondering, like, is it okay when Gunther now loses? Does he go over to SmackDown?
Oh, interesting.
So I think that's all our time we have right now.
That is all the time we got.
We'll hit those next show in 2 weeks.
Big shout out to Tom's Productions. If you have a business and you think he can ink it, he'll put your name or logo on just about anything from a slice of bologna to a pen. And of course, look, stick around. There's great wrestling always to happen. Come back in 2 weeks. We're going to discuss more.